to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Say hello to somebody around you. Here we go. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Everybody get up on your feet. See the light in everybody you meet. Let us be reminded of who we've come to be. We are love, we are one big family. Hey, hey, yeah, yeah. Hey, 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 yeah, yeah. Hey, hey, hey. All righty. Woo!
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. How are you all? Oh, I missed you last week, but not that much. No, not really. It's wonderful. It's always wonderful. I always feel like I'm coming home when I'm here. So it's wonderful to see you all. I'm going to turn it over to you, Dr. Joe, for the...
So good morning. So we've had the new mission statement, and it's been out there for a little bit, and something bothered me about it. And as many of you know, I have been trying to surrender control.
Doing a really good job.
I really am, so much so that I don't know where my own life is going. So part of the mission statement, though, kind of bugged me. We changed part of it, and I kind of kept quiet about it, but I can't keep quiet about it anymore. So I changed it. I put something back that was removed, and it was important for me to put it back. It's basically the first sentence. It says, we are a dynamic, open, positive faith community, and then I wanted to put in that accepts all religions. We had removed that from the previous one, so I want to put that back in. So that is now I think that's really important. So let's say the mission statement together, please. We are a dynamic, open, and positive faith community that accepts all religions. Our mission is to awaken you to your divine nature, empowering you to create the life of your dreams. We are changing lives one heart at a time, and so it is. There you go.
So it is. Thank you, Dr. Joe. All right, so let's see what's happening. Today, right after this service, over in the Ohm Room, or the Costa Hall, I'm sorry. Oh, it's in here? Oh, yeah, but you're going to eat over there. Oh, she's going to play and talk, and she's going to tell you how music saved her life. So you don't want to miss that. And there'll be a light brunch in Costa Hall, but then they'll be in here for her talk. So make sure that you come to that this afternoon. Wednesday, we have a dynamic service here with William and Dale. It's called Rev It Up, Rev It Up. And yep. Our little biker dude will be assisted by our sweet little Dale. They'll both of them. What a combo, right? And but they do, both of them are dynamic together. They do a great talk. They have a song, and they have music. It's wonderful. Be here on Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. It's wonderful. Just a reminder for you to pick up your cards for Christmas Eve. We're doing a regular Sunday service at 10 a.m., and then we're also going to have 2 candlelight services that night at 5:30 and 8. And so pick up a card because a lot of times it's standing room only. So we'll open the doors 15 minutes ahead of time. Give people with the cards an opportunity to get their seat. No saving, and get your seat. And then we will open the doors for anybody else to fill in. So if you want to make sure you have a spot, pick up a card for either the 5:30 or the 8. 10 o'clock, we're not worried about. On January 9th, on Tuesdays, I'm going to have another book study, and it's Busting Loose from the Money Game. And it is it doesn't sound spiritual, but it is spiritual. It teaches you a different way to look at the world and your relationship with money. And they call it a money game because who made up the rules? We made up the rules, and we've been following rules that we can transcend and create the abundance that we really desire. And it really is about empowering you to see the power that you have to create the lives. It's more than just the money game. It's the game of life. So join me. The book is Busting Loose from the Money Game. We're trying to order some more. I think we have 3 in there, but otherwise you can get them on Amazon. Smile Amazon, and then we get a percentage, so just to remind you. We are also collecting unwrapped toys for children in our community, as we always do every Christmas time, and we are also collecting food. So we have a food drive going and a toy drive. So you can drop them off here at the center. You can bring them in on Sunday and drop them off in the foyer, and we'll make sure they get distributed here in the community. Again, I want to thank Elizabeth and William. I got back from New York, and I'm like, oh my God, the tree's up. It's so beautiful. And then I found out they were here 2 o'clock in the morning till 2 o'clock that Saturday before last Sunday working on it. So thanking them. Make sure you get your forms and give a donation and dedicate who you want to be in the program that you're remembering or honoring. And there's forms out there in the foyer for that. And New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and the lovely Laura and Annie Meeks right there, they're having a party at their house hosted by Rainbow Alliance. Their home is fabulous. Knowing Laura and Annie, it will be an amazing event. And so sign up on the patio if you'd like to attend that. So now I'm going to introduce our guest artist. I'm sure you've already know who it is because you've seen him out and about. We have the handsome and talented Carl Anthony. Now, Carl's been busy. He's got 32 new songs that he's written. He's leaving for Thailand tomorrow. He takes groups on tours of Thailand and India, but he's leaving tomorrow. He said he's going to get at least 33 massages while he's there. So, and he's got sacred jewelry out there. He's got his CDs, so stop by and see him. And he's still doing his wonderful work at hospitals where he goes around singing. He is just a light in the world. So, Carl Anthony.
Hey there. Thank you. That's so nice. That was so sweet. That was so good. So, have you missed me? Oh, good answer. My goodness, you look good. Can I get you anything? No? All right, let's do this. Oh, I better turn this on. Here we go. Now we're good. So repeat after me. I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. That's too long. What about this band, huh? I think they had a good idea. Because of what I put into my mind. Oh, yeah. I think you guys are good. You guys ready? You're up here doing nothing. You know, come on. Let's get it. Let's get it go. 1, 2, 3. I am who I am because of what I put into my mind.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I can change who I am by what I put into my mind.
Oh yeah.
You know I care about you. I hope you care about me. Let's sing together. Set our mind free. You'll let you know who I am. I believe we can see the future. Whatever we plan, say I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. Oh yeah, and I can change who I am by what I put into my mind.
Oh yeah.
I want to hear your truth. What bothers you? Don't try to fake it. Whatever you do, you got to give up the fuss. Begin to trust your heart, your mind. I know you stand tough. Come on. I know you stand tough. I know you stand tough. Say, I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. Oh yeah, I can change who I am by what I put into my mind.
Oh yeah.
That chorus is kind of science of mind, don't you think? Oh yeah, I think so. Let's all sing it with feeling. Are you ready? Come on. Say, I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. Oh yeah, and I can change who I am by what I put into my mind. With feeling, I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. Oh yeah, and I can change who I am by what I put into my mind. Oh yeah. Do you believe in love? It don't come from up above. It comes from mother, father, sister, brother. I think it's all around, and it helps the ups and downs. It's your vibration. It's every little sound. Say, I am who I am because of what I put into my mind. Yeah, I can change who I am. Come on. By what I put into my mind.
All right, Carl Anthony. Woo! Let's hear it for Carl, everybody. Yeah. Let's hear it for Carl and the gang. Let's hear it for the band and the backup singers. So good morning. So before we go into quiet time today, I want to invite Dale up. And anybody who's of the Jewish faith that celebrates Hanukkah, we want you to come forward. For those of you who don't know this, Hanukkah is going to start at sundown on Tuesday. And so our Jewish friends are going to be celebrating Hanukkah, and I wanted us to be able to have sort of a ceremony. And so we will participate and understand what's going on for the first night of Hanukkah for them that's going to take place on Tuesday. So let me get some help on coming up. Wow, we have a big crowd.
We got more Jews in the second service.
Wow.
I know.
We only had 3 Jews at the first.
Wow. Woohoo. This is awesome. This is my other tribe. My other tribe.
Yeah. Welcome.
Shalom, shalom.
So Dale's going to explain what this is all about, and because for many of you, you may not even know what the whole Hanukkah thing is about, but Dale's going to explain that to us, and how there is a common thread. Maybe we talked about all world religions. There's a common thread with all of them. So,
am I okay, or are you who you? Technical things. Okay, so most people think Hanukkah is all about lighting candles on some weird thing and getting a really lot of presents, and that's like it. But
well, there is a score to that. There's a certain element of,
I know, right?
Right, but that's not what it's about.
No, it is not what it's about. So I'll give you the history of what Hanukkah is about. The story that we were taught as kids is that in ancient times, Israel was occupied by another culture that was polytheistic, which means they believed in many, many gods. And the Jews were not allowed to worship their one God, like what we teach here. And they also were not allowed to be in their temple anymore. It was taken over by this other culture. And so this just really started to irk the Jewish people, and they got together, Judah Maccabee and his tribe, he was the Maccabee family, they all got together and they said, no more of this, and they engaged in battle, and they were the underdog. They defeated this huge organized army of people, and they reclaimed their temple. The unfortunate thing, though, is that during the battle, the temple was totally destroyed, which which is not a good thing, obviously, if that's your place of worship. But, the Jewish people knew that they had to do what was right. And so what they did is they scrounged around, because their menorah was also destroyed, which is a very sacred part of the Jewish ceremony. It was destroyed, so they did what they could, and they set their intention, and they said, we've got to honor Spirit. We've got to honor our one God. So they created their own menorah, and they looked for light, and they only had enough oil for one day. But lo and behold, as Spirit works, when we have our intention in a spiritually sound place, God shows up in a really big way, and it did. And it made that oil burn for 8 nights, which is the night of miracles. So that's why we celebrate this holiday, and that's why it is called the Festival of Light, and that is why it's a miracle. However, the flip side, here's the science of mind part, which I totally dig. The science of mind part is that we are all temples. And the word Hanukkah doesn't even mean light. It means dedicate. And so what we also do on this holiday is we dedicate ourselves to Spirit. We stop praying to false idols, whether that's money or things or people or ideas. We go straight to God. This is our time where we reconnect with our source. And that's what Hanukkah is all about. That's what you didn't know. Okay, so that's the story, and I would like right now to go ahead and do the prayer over the candles, but what I would love to do is have one of these beautiful people light the candle for us, if you wouldn't mind. Okay, let me light the first one. Yes. What I'm going to say is, I'm going to do the bracha. We say, blessed art thou, O God, King of the universe, who blesses us infinitely and commands us to light these candles. That's pretty much what it is. So this is the directive from Spirit to light the candles, the directive to light our own light, right? We can see how this religion, which a lot of you just didn't know about, how it can really resonate for you. And I think that dives into what you were talking about with our mission statement, that there is truth for us in all religions, and it's really cool to see how it is expressed and how we can take away things that mean something to us. So who is going to be our candle lighter? Do you want to do, or a couple of you can hold it. This is what happens when Jews get together. I can't. We're smart, but man, we're terrible decision makers when it comes to a group. Okay. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Chanukah. Amen. Thank you.
Thank you, Dale. Yes. So let's take that common thread and move into our own meditation. Let's take a deep breath in. One more time, deep breath in. So in that story, it was interesting to hear that after there had been battle, they came together and there was a part of them that just surrendered to a greater good that knew it had to unfold, that had to create out of something, the sacred menorah that was destroyed. They created something out of just scraps that created a sacred structure for them to allow themselves to renew their faith in God and Spirit, and to light, that individual light that each one of us has. And they were commanded to light the light so that they could understand that within themselves there is this light to be shared. And there was a miracle that occurred when that happened. What they thought was very little and constraining and small and limited, the oil lasted all of the time that it needed to last. And so there's something in your life and there's something in my life, I'm sure, where I need to be able to surrender to that light, surrender to that wisdom, and surrender to that knowing. And in faith, know that the things that, while maybe have crumbled around me, there's still things available to me to create this sacred structure called self and to bring it forward. and to be part of the light of the world. So let's take another deep breath in. All to Spirit I surrender. All to Thee I freely give. I will always love and trust You, and in Your presence daily live. All to Spirit I surrender. All that's good is wholly mine. In Your presence, in this oneness, through You I am power divine, and I surrender all. I surrender all to Thee, my blessed Spirit. I surrender all.
Good morning, Center for Spiritual Living, Palm Desert. Welcome to today. Welcome to this glorious, glorious Sunday morning. As we continue in this same state of quietness, I invite you to go a little deeper, just a little deeper. I invite you to breathe in the glory of today. Breathe in all the things that you have to be grateful for today. Breathe in the gifts and release anything that stands between you and knowing that you are one of God's special kids. That today is a special day, a gifting day. How good it is to know that the power and the presence and the love of God is everywhere. And because God is everywhere, where God stands, so do I. And I am knowing that standing with God, I am never alone. Standing right here, right now with God, I am so safe and protected. I am knowing that this power, this presence, it moves in and around and through me, and I am so knowing if that precious, sweet power moves within me, that it also moves within you. I, Francine Ward, I speak my word for myself and for each and every one of us, knowing that today is a glorious day. Today is a day where we step into our power, each collectively step into our power as miracle magnets. I am knowing that today is a day that we get to see the power, the glory of God. I am knowing that on this day we attract what we see, and we see what we attract. On this day we are miracle magnets. On this day I am knowing that where there is darkness, I see light. Where there is division, I see unity. Where there is seeming destruction, I see a new purpose, a renewed sense of appreciation. And I am knowing if that choice is available to me today, I am so knowing it's available to you. Today I am knowing that I am miracle magnets. We attract the miracle all around us by virtue of our presence. Today we are miracle magnets. We attract what we see, and we see what we attract. On this day, I give thanks for the knowing that I am a beam. I am a beam of light. I attract the miracles all around me. I give thanks for the gifts that I've been blessed with all day, all week, all year, all throughout my life. I give thanks for the knowing that if the gifts have been there for me, they've absolutely been there for you. I give thanks for all the giving that I've received and all the giving that I get to share. I give thanks for the knowing that I am a miracle magnet. I give thanks on this day for the blessing of being present, of being able to share this morning with my blessed spiritual community. I give thanks for eyes to see, for arms to hold, for every breath I take. I give thanks for the knowing that I don't stand alone, and that standing with God, I am not standing alone. I give thanks for each and every person who's come here this morning prepared to share in the blessing. Each and every person who's come here this morning from the concierge and the audiovisual, who've made it possible for us to have a safe place to walk into and to see and to hear with ears. So grateful to have ears to hear. So grateful for the music of the amazing musicians, where they always manage to touch my heart and crack open my soul. I give thanks for the ears to hear and appreciate this new sense of appreciation of all that's around me, all the gifts that surround me. I give thanks for every practitioner who holds up this container called Center for Spiritual Living Palm Desert, and each and every minister. I give thanks for Reverend Joe for his unbelievable message. I am knowing that it is good, and it is very good. I give thanks for the sharing on this eve of Hanukkah, for each and every person who stepped up this morning and took a stand just for the knowing that this is part of who they are. I give thanks for their presence enriching this amazing community, for its diversity and its appreciation of diversity. I give thanks for these things and so much more. And so with love in my heart and gratitude in my spirit, I release my word to the law of mind, knowing right here, right now, in this moment, that it is done. And if there's any part of what I've shared this morning that resonates within your heart, I invite you to join with me and say, and so it is.
In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So I awake in this holy silence. I hear all that has never been said, and right here in this holy silence we find God when we find ourselves. In the silence there is peace. In the silence there is unspoken joy. In the silence there's release from a world full of chaos and noise. So we awake In this holy silence, we hear all that needs to be said, and right here, in this holy silence, we find God when we find ourselves. And I find God when I find myself. And you find God when you find yourself. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. Get ready, my soul. Please join me. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in. Get ready, my soul. I'm diving in to the deepest kind of love, to the sweetest kind of life. And get ready, my soul. Get ready, my soul.
So take a deep breath. When I say yes, say yes. Say yes. You did that so well. When I say ah yes, say ah yes. Ah yes. Beautiful. This is called Life is a Dance. Welcome to life, we are glad you are here. Glad you could join in the dance. It won't be easy, but it can be fun. Why don't we give it a chance? Now say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Ah yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. Oh, life is a dance. Any way you look at it, all of our life is a dance. Choose your own partner and pick the best song. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. Taking what comes and giving your all. There are rewards for this. And what I become is in my command. I am whatever I wish. Now say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Ah yes.
Yes.
Say yes.
Yes.
Say oh yeah. Yes, 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 yes. Life is a dance. Any way you look at it, all of our life is a dance. Choose your own partner and pick the best song. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. Beautiful. May I have this dance? We have the lead when we follow our hearts. May I have this dance? Be the dancer, that's who you are. Say yes!
Yes.
Say yes!
Yes.
Say yes! Ah yes! Say yes.
Yes.
Say oh yes.
Yes.
Yes, 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 yes. Life is a dance. Any way you look at it, all of our life is a dance. Choose your own partner and pick the best song. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. Sing that part. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. Sing it again. Come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. Sing it again. Oh, come now and join in the dance. I know that life is a dance. How about the women only? Come. Beautiful. How about only the men? Go ahead. Come now and join. Everybody, are you ready? Oh, come now and join in the dance. I know that life is on. They are so good.
All right, Carl. That's funny. That's funny. That was funny. That was good. That was good. I like that. A life of character is what we're talking about today. Building a life of integrity is our monthly theme. Today's about building a life of character. So let's talk about that. Here's our opening affirmation. Let's do that together. I trust my inner goodness, and I notice the goodness in others. All is well in my world. I live a life of integrity and love. Ooh, I like that. Do you like that? Let's do that one more time. I trust my inner goodness, and I notice the goodness in others. All is well in my world. I live a life of integrity and love. We embrace the quality of being honest and strive to get our inner convictions match our outer actions. We express wholeness, honesty, and fairness in our relationships and activities. This is a quote from Dr. Ernest Holmes and talking about living a life of character. We embrace the qualities of being honest and to strive to let our inner convictions to make sure what happens on the inside happens on the outside. Sometimes it doesn't match up. Sometimes I'm driving down the Highway 111, I'm like, oh my God, stop it, right? That doesn't match my inner convictions. My outer action is not, it's not matching. I'm in my humanity, sometimes I lose it. Anybody else? Yes. Okay, two, really? Really? Seriously? You people need therapy. Okay, you need to be honest. See, honesty is important here. This is about putting your honesty out there and striving for that honesty. The word I also like to use is fairness. Fairness is the honesty and fairness component. Now, it seems that lately people are coming into conversations with really strong views. Oh, before we do that, I want to thank Dale for putting that together for us today. Wasn't that amazing? That was a beautiful lesson for us to learn today. Thank you, Dale. And all of her compadres in that. I thought that was great. Talking about the word fairness. Now, many people have come to the point where they're only fair when what they think is fair is right. They're not listening to the other people around them and what their concept of fairness is. And so I've been embarking upon this journey for the past few months, where in courses of a conversation, I'll say to someone, and what do you think is fair? What do you think is right? Now, when I say that, I have to say it with an open mind. I can't say it with the mind that's already closed that says no matter what they say, they're going to be wrong. Right? Anybody? Okay, so when you want to add, when you start that openness and that conversation with people and you say, well, what do you think is fair? What do you think is right? Then that opens the door to leveling the playing field so everyone is respected, so that your character is one of respect and fairness and listening with integrity. Does that make sense? Sound relations with others do not permit any selfishness. What good we may desire for ourselves, we must also desire for them. This isn't about the big, amazing race and hoarding. I like what Dale said during her lesson there, that this wasn't about material things. Material things are nice. I mean, I like material things, right? I'm like anybody else. I like to have nice stuff. But it's not about the drive for that. It's not about holding on to everything. It's about seeing the rightness that all people, the common thread, have a right to be able to live a life of prosperity and abundance. However that gets there, we have an obligation to see and desire for ourselves everything that we want for other people. So what I desire for myself, I have to see everyone else in the same light. In other words, it's not just about a me, me, me game. It's about a me game and how I relate to all of we. Does that make sense? All of thee, maybe, that would be a better word, to all of thee. So it's not just about, in fact, for the longest time, I remember coming to Science of Mind centers, back then it was called religious science, and people will go, well, that's just a me religion. It's me, me, me. Just fix me. Just I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. And there was this reputation that this was all about a very selfish movement. And I'm like, no, this is all about how we all impact one another. That as I rise, we rise together, as long as that's my intention. I can't rise over your back. I can't step over your back for my good. My thing is not to stand on anyone else to get their good. My idea is we all stand together side by side and raise all boats. Does that make sense? Jealousy and other things have no place in our thinking. What would we deprive them of? What would we deprive them of? We would be depriving ourselves of. What is jealousy? Jealousy's root cause is what? Fear. Thank you for those who are in my classes. Yes, jealousy, the root cause of that is fear. So to be jealous of someone else is to have a sense of fear that you're not confident in your own character, in your own authenticity, that you're not confident in your own abilities. That's where jealousy stems from. It doesn't stem from someone going, woo. Oh, yeah, I told the first service, and I'll tell you too. I'm never jealous of my husband. I like when someone comes up to me and goes, you know, your husband's hot. And I'm like, yeah. I'm not like jealous. I don't go, oh my God, well, stay away from him. No, I'm like, hey, good for you. Yeah, and he's mine. Right? Just kidding. He knows I never do that. But the point is that jealousy doesn't belong because jealousy is a fear-based emotion. We can't be jealous of what other people have or what other people are doing. I wish everybody well on their journey. I want to be part of that movement of feeling like I'm part of an abundance movement. I'm part of a healthy movement. I'm part of a creativity movement. There's not jealousy in that. There's a desire for all of us to be having the same type of life, the life that we were meant to live. Not one of lack and scarcity and fear, but one of complete trust in one another. As we come to learn to cooperate with life and our fellow humans, we are more nearly expressing the order and harmony that reside in the mind of God. I like the idea of as we become closer and closer to this idea of respecting other human beings, learning to cooperate with them. I mean, I like the fact that we added our touch today with our service today, adding Judaism in. And I would love it if we would have some Buddhism and, some, religious scientists and some Scientologists and maybe a cardiologist. I don't know, something, rheumatoid arthritis guy or something. But I like the fact that we can cooperate with other people and express that and see that there's a harmony that exists in everything. Think about if you had harmony in your life. Who here would love to have harmony in your life? Absolutely, we all would, right? What's the first thing that impedes that? Children. I'm determined. You people lied to me when you told me that it would get easier as she got older. I don't know who you are, but you're going to hell. I'm already painting that picture for you really clear. Real clear. Done. But who here doesn't want harmony in your relationships, harmony in your health, harmony in your finances? We want a sense of harmony. When something's not in harmony, when you hear a note that doesn't belong in the orchestra, you kind of go, ooh, right? Something's off, right? Ooh, that was kind of a sour note, right? Well, that's why we want to live in harmony with other people. That's why I wanted to introduce this thing that we did today, because it's like, let's just start looking at the common threads of things and how they all work out. And if anybody has something else they want to share like that, I would encourage you to step forward. If there's a holiday that your religion that you were brought up in that you still respect and honor, and you want that to be represented, I would love to hear something like that. I think it's really inclusive when we broaden our horizons on that and start living in harmony through education, not fear. Yeah? And there is no one person we must learn to get along with above all others, and that person is who? Ourself. Oh, anybody play the mental ping pong game in your head? Bing, 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 bing. And you know what? It's not a one-ball game, is it? Suddenly you just feel like you're like this just pinball machine with 45 things going on in your head, right? The hardest person to get along with is yourself. You thought it was the other person. It's not. Look in the mirror. The hardest person, the person you have to get along with above all other people is yourself. Your own mood swings. Your own desires, your good and your not so good. When you can deal with those things, it says we must never belittle ourselves. We must never dislike ourselves, never resent what you are or the way you feel, and stop feeling guilty in any way. What does that mean? It means to me Stop feeling, when I feel guilty, when I dislike myself, then somebody, usually someone close to me, says, that's not very spiritual of you. My favorite, do you listen to what you say? Yeah, and I have a knife. No, just kidding. But it's hard enough when we recognize it in others, right? But it's really difficult when we have to recognize it in ourselves. And that's where the biggest challenges lie. Disliking ourselves, talking down to ourselves, standing in the middle of the kitchen going, why am I here? What did I come to get? Oh my God, I can't believe I'm doing this again. What did I do? I'm losing it. Oh my God, dementia study and Alzheimer's. I better go get a test. I mean, all that conversation, how fast did that conversation happen, right? And already I've got myself admitted to the hospital. Just because I walked in the kitchen and went, anybody? See, this is the realness of our community. You're real people, you're human beings. So if you feel guilty, it's okay, it's your humanity. The key is this, don't stay there long. I'm good, Trey will tell you this, my probably office staff, and of course my daughter, will tell you that, I'm good about calling for a pity party and inviting everybody in, right? And I'm good for feeling sorry for myself. Oh, yes, feel bad for me. But you know what? That doesn't work. That doesn't work because, first of all, people don't like going to the same party over and over and over again, right? They do some parties, but not the pity parties. They don't like the pity. They don't want to go to that because, you know what? It's the same old thing. And what does it have to do? It has to do with me. I just invite people into my misery. That's not fun. So let's look at that. We must never belittle ourselves. Let's say that together. We must never belittle ourselves. Never dislike yourself. Never resent what we are or the way we feel, and stop feeling guilty in any way. Now, that doesn't mean to take a stand that is spiritually not sound and reside there. It means I see it, I acknowledge it, move on. Move on. To have the next conversation about it gives it residency. It occupies the space now. To have one more conversation about it solidifies it even more in your life experience. Let's affirm this, please. I trust my inner goodness and I notice the goodness in others. All is well in my world. I live a life of integrity and love. God created us. We are his or her expression. If we have done many things wrong up to this time, if perhaps we have not been all things we could have been, well, that's just the way things are. Listen to me, because this is the best line I had at the 9 o'clock service. God doesn't care about the last time you exhaled. It's history. It only cares about the next breath you take in and what you do with it. Yay. Got it? Because the last breath I just took is solidifying experience in my history. I can learn from it. I can also beat myself up over it. I can use it, or I can just discard it and say, enough, I'm done, what's next? So it has nothing to do with the exhale. It has everything to do with the inhale. That's what the universe concerns itself with, because in that breath, in that life breath coming into you, is some sort of life experience that's about to flow through and from you. So one needs to pay attention to the breath coming in, because that's taking the very life force in, and we take it for granted because we just keep breathing. But then we keep looking at all the exhale, all the problems we've caused or may have had in our life, and we reflect on those. Those are history. That breath has been used, done. Do you see what I'm saying? The larger possibility is always ahead of us. We can start becoming more of it right now. We start moving out of what we are into what we can be. When you realize that the inhale is where you're going next, and the next breath after that is the next breath after that, you will see that there is a universal law and order, excuse me, that automatically will move you forward if you accept being in the flow of it. It's our acceptance of the baggage that keeps us from flowing in it. It's the acceptance of our storyline that keeps us in the story. Good? Okay, good. We're good. All right. The moment we start to get on good terms with ourselves, all else will fall into place. For then we will be in harmony with God, and God includes us and everything and everyone else. The second I get into harmony with myself, I start eating a little bit better, exercising a little bit better. I text more and talk more, or text less. I text less, and that's it. Text less and talk more. I communicate more clearly. I start to review my own spiritual principles. When I start doing those things, I start feeling good about my life. And when I start feeling good about my life starts to reflect the very good that I'm feeling. That doesn't mean there won't be bumps in the road. That doesn't mean I'm not going to get, hit upside the head by something that happens. No, but I can snap back a lot quicker when I've been using the mental muscle to take care of myself. To get to that place. So the moment we start getting on good terms with yourself, which is looking in the mirror and saying, that last breath, that was it for that experience. My new breath is my new life. The second we can get on that page and move forward, then we're going to see the universe is going to conspire, and we recognize that in everyone and everything. Complaining, whining, are only exhibitions of great desert spots in your character. You must fill up deserts with rain and fertilizer. Don't even need to cover that one anymore, do I? Complaining or whining, if we want to build a life of character, complaining and whining builds up what? More reasons to complain and whine. And so it is. See, you guys are all cured. Francine said in her beautiful prayer, we needed a miracle. You all are cured right now of everything. If that's what you walk away with, then you're going to be like, oh my gosh, yes, I can actually tolerate my family over the holidays. Joe has given me the spiritual strength to do that. I love what Emma Curtis Hobbs says. Transform your moments of complaining by praise and descriptions of the good in the universe. If things in your past have made you feel sad and hard, you must say that the good that they have done you makes you grateful. Give great thanks. I had a great opportunity to be with a friend yesterday who has lost the loved one in their life. And we were talking about how, and I know a lot of you have this year. I know a lot of you have had a lot of loss in your life the past year. And we were talking about that limbo that happens after loss. And now it could be loss of a spouse, it could be loss of a job, it could be so attach your loss in your head to whatever this is. But I said, what I encourage you to do, because this person's been in my classes before, I said, go back to your vision board. Go back to your vision board, because your vision board had qualities of life in it for your health, for your relationships, for your career, for your creativity and your financial abundance. People weren't part of that. Specific people weren't part of that. It was the vision for your good that you had in mind. The universe will people your vision board again with other people that will support your vision. Don't toss your vision out with loss. That's the time to say, gratefully, I accept the life that I've had, the joy that this person or the situation has brought into my experience, and gratefully, I have a vision in my future which will invite other people in and will play a significant part in it. Now, that's not saying you're replacing someone. What it's saying is I'm acknowledging that the universe has an infinite amount of resources and that all my good can come from all different places, not just one specific place. So when you're in a grieving or a lost situation, don't throw out your vision. That's the time to actually go back to it and help and reaffirm it and allow it to guide you forward. Does that make sense? It may not be with the people or the job or the certain health condition that you had yesterday, but that doesn't mean the vision of your life has to change. It just means the people that are in it are going to change. And if we're all spiritual beings, we always have to remember, if the universe is always conspiring for us to have this or something better, right? This or something better, then all of that was the this, and something better still is on the horizon if I'm open to it. If I say that I'm not open to it, that was it, this was the only one I'm ever going to have, this was the only job I'm ever going to have, the only love of my life I'm ever going to have, then you've shut down the possibility of even getting into the flow. If we want to live a life of character, that means being a character your whole life. Not cutting off your role because something in your life changes. Does that make sense? Together, please. I trust my inner goodness and I notice the goodness in others. All is well in my world. I live a life of integrity and love. And so it is. Thank you, everybody. One more really quick reminder. Please grab your tickets for candlelight service. Again, they're free. They'll be out at the table out here in front. Grab your tickets because you know how it gets at candlelight. For those of you who've been, it gets really chaotic and we run out of seats. That's why we're doing 2 services that night. The tickets are free. Just grab them so we know you have a space on that time, okay? So make sure you do that.
Thank you,
Thanks.
Dr. Joe. And so this is the time I invite the ushers to come forward. And this is a very sacred time of our service because it's when we give. This is your opportunity, Dr. Joe just gave, and now we give. And I'd also like at this time to thank all the people. We had 17 people that volunteered to go up to Beaumont for the child help. And we got really big accolades for it. If it wasn't for our center, they would have been people. There wouldn't have been a special friend for each one of those children. So I want to thank you very much. Child Help thanks us very much too. So it was wonderful. It was a wonderful event. And this is a time that we tithe, and what we teach is tithe your talents, your treasures, and your time. And those 17 volunteers did all 3. Their talents, by going there and sharing who they were, their time, they took the time to go up there, and their treasures, their abundance, by buying gifts for their special child. So this is just in this time of light and giving, let's remember that. And we are so privileged to be able to give here at our center. So those of you that are live streaming, please also hit the donate button and let us say together our offertory prayer, please. I give my offering with gratitude as I recognize the demonstration of Spirit's generosity in all areas of my life.
I release and I let go. The Spirit of my life, and my heart is open wide. Yes, I'm only your God. No more struggle, no more strife. With my faith, I see the light. I am free in the
So thank you, Dale. That was lovely. She did such a beautiful job. It was very, very wonderful. Thank you for sharing that. And everybody who came up, thank you. That was beautiful. So let us hold up our hands and send our love and our light to our offering. So this, and together let's say this. This collective offering is spirit in action. As it circulates into the universe, it touches and blesses many lives, including my own. All right, amen. So at this time, I'd like to welcome our visitors. So if there's anyone here for the first time, please stand up. Don't be bashful. We have a gift for you, and we'd love to welcome you. Oh, all right. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Over here, Kay. Neil. What we've just given you is a CD holder with information about our center. But more importantly, please stop by the foyer table out here and pick up a disc of a couple of Dr. Joe's talks. And they're wonderful talks. And we welcome you. If you're from the Valley, please come back and you got your big toe in, now kind of dive in. And if you're visiting, please enjoy your stay here in the Valley. We live in paradise, right? So, excuse me, I've got a cough drop because I've got a little tickle in my throat. Over in the Om room, which is the building over there, this is our prayer team, and they're over there. And if you're going through anything or you want to set an intention or whatever, go over there and they will pray with you. We do create miracles here all the time. They happen all the time. Don't forget this Wednesday is William and Dale's Rev It Up. And it'll be fabulous. And join them here on Wednesday. Thank you already. We're already getting toys and food for the holidays. We really appreciate that. So let's go ahead and go into prayer. And don't forget to visit Carl's table out there. So in this season of light, we recognize the light that is within each and every one of us. And we take full responsibility of our life. We recognize that whatever challenges we may be facing at this moment, our God is bigger than any problem. So we allow ourselves to be embraced by that universal love, that universal light. And we walk forward through any situation in that knowing that we are always guided, we are always taken care of, and that this is leading us to a higher ground. So we give great thanks. We give great thanks for each day of our life. We give great thanks for this spiritual community that nurtures us, and Dr. Joe, whose spirit and his message inspires us and reminds us the truth of who we are, and for the beautiful music here that opens our heart and our souls to receive this message and to reconnect with the truth of who we are. And so I know for each one of us that we are this light, and we leave here taking this light with us wherever we go. And so I know for each one of us here that love, that light is with us this week as we take our journey until we return back here to our spiritual home. And so I just let go, I let God, and please join me as we say, and so it is. Amen. Have a wonderful week, everyone.